Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video, and this is an art journal spread, as you can see. So I'm working in my Jane Davenport journal. I'm almost done with it. This is actually the third one that I've used now. I have flip throughs of the first two on my channel, so if you haven't seen those, make sure you check them out. And as soon as I finish this one, I promise I will film a flip through. I have been kind of neglecting this. I mean, I started it a long time ago, and then I switched to using more the Dina Wakley ones, but now I'm enjoying this one and I want to finish it, so that's it. I was sent a couple of these journals by a very, very kind subscriber, so that was really lovely. Back when they first came out, it was pretty hard to get them in Europe, and also they were more expensive than in the US, and you know, we don't have like 40% off coupons and that sort of thing. So I really, really appreciate the lovely gesture. And this spread was super fast, and the reason that it was fast is because I already had a very clear idea of what I wanted to do, because I made a very similar scrapbook layout for my patrons on Patreon. So I had a poll, and people voted for Mermaid Markers, which are these Jane Davenport brush markers, if you're not familiar with them. They are lovely. You don't need them to do something like this. You can definitely just use watercolors or mist and a brush. But if you have those, then, you know, use them. And it's more of a pricey product, I would say, even though I think it's good value. I don't think they're overpriced, because the brushes, there are, you know, cheaper water brushes or similar applicators on the market, and those are really annoying to use, and these are pretty good quality, and the ink is lovely. So if you like the colors, I do think these are a good yeah, it's a good product, good value for money. I can't say anything bad about them. I enjoy them. I am kind of thinking about getting there's a newer set with more pastel colors, and I'm kind of thinking about getting that. And the nice thing about these is once you run out of ink, which will take you a long time, because I've been using some of the colors pretty, yeah, I've gotten good use out of them, and there's still a lot more to go. So, but yeah, the nice thing is if you run out of the ink, you can just fill it with whatever ink you want. Jane Davenport also has her own inks, which I'm also curious about, but they're expensive, and I may pick some up when I'm in the US in January. So watch out, Michael's in the Phoenix area, because I'm gonna hit all the stores and look for the best deals and stock up on all kinds of stuff that just costs, you know, twice as much where I am. So yeah, if you have any good recommendations for things I should be, you know, on the lookout when I go to Michael's and Joann's and that sort of place, then let me know. But yeah, just like that, we are 4 minutes in the video, and my background is mostly done. So this is such a fun, easy way to get some color, and you can see my way of working here is a couple of things to pay attention to. So whatever I'm doing on the left side, I'm also doing on the right side, but I'm trying not to get it too symmetrical. So the left side is more on the bottom area of the page, and then the right side is more at the top. And also the right side is a little bit smaller, but all the colors that are on the left side are also on the right side. That helps things look cohesive And I skipped a little bit ahead because there was a little part here that I made kind of in the night before I went to sleep. So I wanted a focal point here, and I thought about, since I was using the Mermaid Markers, I thought maybe I'll use one of the Jane Davenport pattern papers from her first release. And I looked through it and I didn't really find anything that worked really well with my colors. I don't know, nothing was really calling my name. So I used one of the faces in her paper pad as inspiration, and I painted my own. I'm really hoping to get a chance and practice a bit more on painting faces with watercolors. I feel like I'm not where I want to be, and I'm really enjoying having faces and images on my pages in my art journal, so I feel like that's a skill that I need to work on. But this was kind of fast and very inspired by the one in the paper pad. I'm not, I don't hate it, but I'm not 100% happy with it. But yeah, it was fun to make, and it was kind of fast, and I just need a bit more practice. So I already intended from the get-go to have a lot of flowers in her hair, and I'm using these embossed flowers that I show exactly how I made them in my video on Patreon, but it's super, super simple. Basically, I embossed these flower stamps with white embossing powder, and these stamps are, some are Altenew and some are Vicki Boutin, and I just love flower stamps. Those are the most used ones in my stash, hands down. So for me, that's the type of product that is worth the investment. And I just colored them with the Mermaid Markers, and that's pretty much it. But you do a bunch of these, and then you have all these beautiful embellishments that you can use on cards, art journal spreads, scrapbook layouts, whatever you want. So I really enjoyed using them, and of course, the colors here make me happy because they are bright and my type of color scheme. So I'm just using some hot glue to stick them down. I really enjoy when I put the glue only. I really enjoy. I like the look that it gives me when the glue is only on the center of the flower and then the petals are a little bit raised. It gives really great dimension. So, time to add some details. I'm feeling pretty good about the colors I have going here, but it's all kind of large shapes, big stains, and that's fine, but I do feel like detail adds a lot. So I went in with a pen, and then I went in with a pencil, and you see I'm not doing anything complicated here. You don't need any special skills. I'm just scribbling, creating a frame. Now I'm going to add some journaling, and I really feel like adding your handwriting, it adds a lot. I feel like it's such a great detail. I really embraced adding more of my handwritten journaling after being inspired by Dina Wakley. I took her class called Ordered Chaos, and to be perfectly honest, it's a great class. If you love Dina Wakley, if you love her style, if you want more like general inspiration, and she mostly she works mostly on large sheets of paper, not so much in a journal, but of course you can use everything she teaches on that class in a journal or even on scrapbook layouts. There's a lot of principles you can implement in whatever type of craft you do. For me personally, I don't know, it wasn't my most favorite class, just because a lot of it was stuff that I don't do, like a lot of thick layers of paint and working on large sheets of paper. It's just not what I do in my daily art, I guess. But as I said, a lot of the principles you can really use in whatever you're doing, and she shows there all kinds of ways of adding details, painting faces, making composition work, adding, you know, your handwriting. So I did learn a lot from that class. It's Ordered Chaos. It's on what's her name? Janine something's website. I'll try to remember to link you. If I forget, then just Google Dina Wakley Ordered Chaos and it will take you to that class. That particular website, I've taken several classes on it, and I think twice a year they have sales for most of the classes, except the very, very recent ones. Are 50% off. So if the price tag is a little bit steep, the classes there I think are very well priced. Most of the classes are not crazy expensive, but if you wait for that semi-annual sale, then you can get some classes for a really, really great price. So just saying it, if you're interested, if you are patient, then maybe just, you know, sign up for their emails and wait for that sale. And now I'm adding some details. So a couple of things I want to talk about here. I added some leaves with a Diane Reevely Dilutions stamp, and I had that lying on my desk because I just filmed a favorite Dilutions video, which hopefully will be up or is already up. I will put a link to it, and one of the things that I mentioned were a stamp set with this leaf element on it. So I thought I would use it, and it just added some really nice detail, I thought. A little bit of contrast because everything, you know, in the background there is so flowy and blurry, and I thought it was nice to have like a little bit of definition, a little bit of detail, so something a bit interesting, and then you can color in the leaves, and that's just fun. And another thing that I added was just a little bit of shadows behind my flowers around the edges. That's probably one of my favorite parts of my process. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy mixing neutrals. Many times I mix my own neutrals from colors that I already used. In this case, I used some ready-made neutrals, mostly from Sennelier. So the palette that you see at the top there, it is the Jane Davenport Neutrals palette, but I also added a few colors, and probably the ones I added are more my favorite than the ones in this palette, and those are some of the Sennelier neutral colors, which I also mentioned in my favorite watercolors video that I posted recently. So make sure you check that one also if you're interested. And that's it. I'm almost done. So this is my finished page. I had so much fun making it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and all those things. And I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.